How's it going, guys? Today is a pretty awesome video because here I have my brand new VOX AC10 guitar amp. This is an absolutely killer amp, especially coming from what I have been playing on for about a year now. This is a 10-watt tube amp and it plays so good. This is one of the most popular tube amps in this price range, coming in at about $600. I don't know all the exact specs about the tubes and everything like that, so if you want to know more about this amp, I'll put a link in the description below to where you can check it out for yourself. So like I said a moment ago, this is a 10-watt tube amp, has a 10-inch speaker inside, which has been absolutely plenty for everything I needed to play, and it sounds really good. Just a couple of simple controls on the back: two-band EQ, gain, volume, and reverb, which the reverb is insane. I'll get to that in a moment. I love the reverb on this amp. I was a little bit nervous that the two-band EQ over a three-band would kind of annoy me just because you don't have that ability to adjust the mid-range frequencies, but it's been perfectly fine for my needs anyways. I haven't had a single issue with it. It's been so good. Of course, this is a VOX amp, so you can get some awesome crunchy, drivey tones out of it, but you can also get some beautiful, clean tones as well. Right now I have it set to pretty clean sound. Might be a little loud for talking over. But you can make it sound really good clean or distorted just with the amp settings on here, just turning up the gain. So just to show you the EQ capabilities for a second here, both of the knobs are currently at about 12 o'clock, so if I just play a chord, there's the basic sound, and then of course you can turn up the treble, turn the treble down to give it some warmth, and then you can always turn up the bass, give it even more. I usually have the treble just turned up slightly and the bass turned down slightly. That seems to be a pretty solid spot for most of my playing. Now to get some distortion out of this amp, you can just turn up the gain. I'm going to turn up the volume slowly so it's not going to blow my eardrums out. So this is with the gain not quite all the way up. It's getting up there past 12 o'clock, but it's not too crunchy. Let me go to my bridge pickup here. But it gets a really awesome distorted sound. It sounds, I mean, just as good as most distortion pedals would sound, so I absolutely love it. Now if you turn the gain all the way up, even at lower volumes, it still sounds incredible, super distorted, just a great sound. Okay, now this is almost my favorite part of the amp. It's not because it's a tube amp and everything and it sounds great, but this little reverb knob sounds incredible. So just a normal dry sound, there you go. You can turn the reverb, just crank it up, and it sounds so good. It's just, you can turn it even like all the way up, just absolutely drench it in reverb, and it even that sounds good. It's just such a lush sound. Something else that I want to just bring attention to about this amp is just how good it looks. Like, I know that's not the most important thing when you're looking to buy an amp, but like, it's kind of important, and this looks really good. Just like the colors and the stitching on the front and the gold Vox, the gold line, even just the whole thing, it's just a good looking amp. Like, it looks as good as it sounds, at least in my opinion. Looks super cool. These VOX AC10s are, like I said earlier, super popular amps. Especially for the price. They're tube amps for a reasonable price, not over $1,000 basically. And they sound really, really good. I can see why they're so popular and why so many people absolutely love these amps. Before I bought one and like actually heard it in person, I was kind of like, I mean, they're sweet, and on you know, other YouTube videos it sounds really cool, but you don't quite get it until like you have one and it's like sitting here, and then it all just makes sense why people love these amps, because it's so much more fun to play through, especially from my old like $80 Fender amp. This just like, it makes playing guitar more fun. Like honestly, with my old amp, sometimes I would just sit down and play stuff and it was just kind of boring because it just didn't sound good. But now this amp just makes like anything I play sound good. If you're looking to buy a tube amp or just an amp in general, I definitely recommend the VOX AC10, and I'm sure the other VOX amps are incredible except for the AC4, because I've played through one of those and I didn't really like it. But the bigger VOX ones, AC15s and AC30s, I've heard those a few times and seen people play through those, and those, I mean, obviously they're just bigger versions of this, so they just sound better the bigger you go. So great amp, I absolutely love it. Go buy yourself one because you will not regret it, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more awesome videos from this channel, you can click right up here or here for some of those, and I will see you right over there.